again.
We're back.
We're back. And we were talking today 4 years in a row.
4 years in a row.
So we've driven down. So we drove down to Guljas last night, got there about 10 o'clock because Dale's still got to go to work. And then we've turned up today, we've checked the joint out, and we're now in this lovely quiet room full of Australia's top show cars.
Isn't it great? Yeah, it's
So
awesome.
This is going to be good.
Yep.
Some of them are a bit closed up, so we'll come back tomorrow and shoot the things that we can't get tonight.
Yep.
But we're going to try and get through here and do the majority of the cars. Talk a little bit of rubbish about things.
Well, that's usually my job, but yeah, we'll do that.
You're the comedian. Let's do it. Let's do it.
Let's go.
Righto, Dale Walton. So I'm going to get Dale to do a bit of sign reading today so he can check out the info. And straight up, we've got Envy's, a HQ GDS Monaro.
Yeah, 71 HQ. That's an unusual green, very dark.
It's a very dark green. We're not really seeing it in the camera, unfortunately. I'll put the light on and see if I can make it pop a bit.
Yes, it's a custom coloured paint out, a Envy 817 they call it. So there you go. But it's very modern. It's got a 4.2 LSA donk in it with a manual turbo 400.
So LSA is, well, I can tell through the bonnet, supercharged.
Yes.
And it's got flush door handles in the shape of the HQ. I like that. That's cool. Oh, now I can see the green.
Yep.
The dark
coilover
wheels,
suspension and
painted bumpers. Trick bit of kit, that.
yeah.
So we'll come back tomorrow and get under the bonnet and things. And next door to that, I'll go around this way. Got a really nice looking Tirana. Colour coded wheels. And the lights are on. It looks good under that light, doesn't it?
It does. It's like the number plate. It says, is nice.
It is nice.
It is nice.
And we've gone what I'd class as old school under the bonnet. I like it. It's got that polished alloy. Looks like a big double pumper on there, 750 double pumper or something similar.
Yep.
Where's the sign, Dale? Have we got a sign?
It's turned off. It's on a TV. Unfortunately,
on the TV.
that's turned off, so
well.
I'll do my best guesstimetrics. Oh, hang on, we've got a bit of
done
signage
in
here.
silver.
74 LH. 350 Chev. Turbo 350. Yeah, auto with big stall, 9-inch disc brake rear end.
A modified dash, gauges, bit of billet, bit of pinch pleating. Nicely finished. Classic set of Simmons. Is that the right word, Dale? Classic?
Yes, that's the run. That's period correct, you would say.
That's the one.
Period correct.
correct.
And as I say in the Running on Empty movie, green is nice.
It's got a 9-inch under there, keep it all operating. A little bit of sound. Very nice indeed. So we're going to miss the next one until tomorrow. I'm not sure what that one is. It's a picture here.
Sneak peek. It's a Stato.
It's a HQ Statesman.
Oh, a Stato or a 4-door? Oh, no, it's a 4-door, Howard. Sorry, my bad.
All right, well, there's the sign. We'll get
My
that
mistake,
tomorrow.
yep.
How's that saying go? Green.
Green is nice.
Green's nice. Big block.
See, proof that you don't need to have a 2-door to make it look good.
582 cubes, nitrous big block. Turbo 400, 35 spline 9-inch. There we go.
All the fruit, as you say.
Yeah. Now, I filmed this a couple of times. This was an unveil last year, Dale.
Yes, that's correct.
And it's built by Automotive Creations. Nice big sign there to help us out. I'll put a bit of light on to get under here. It'll come out nice. Tastefully finished. Looks like it's going to get a bit of use by the way that's finished off under there.
Yeah, well, it's got a 363 Ford racing engine pumping out 870 rear wheel horsepower.
And I did read something somewhere that this engine, there's a big sign over here, Dale. Oh, it's the same one you're reading, I think. This was one of the, come off the dyno where the, God, I've lost for words now. The Harrop, when the Harrop did their setup,
It was like the test
yeah,
mule
it was
for
one of
it.
the first ones.
Yeah, yep.
Made a little quiet 870 rear wheels. So
yes.
it's probably like 1,000 at the end.
Yeah, there's some serious horsepower. A lot of Ring Brothers componentry on this.
Yeah, nice looking wheels. And you can see there's a lot of chassis stiffening going on. And it's running a T56 6-speed, which are quite a big box. So I dare say they've had to do a bit of floor massaging as well.
Yes.
So that looks nice under that extra light, under the eaves there. So yeah, the Ring Brothers billet components, all looking the part.
Bit of carbon fibre.
Look how nicely those bumpers are tucked in there.
They do. It's very sleek, isn't it?
Body lines and that look really good. And then a classic leather trim with some console work. I like the way they've got the panel in the front of the dash there. It's probably to do with the tune on the engine. Very nice. I'm just looking at all the trim work. See how that's done in that gunmetal grey?
Yeah.
That's really clever. Very nice.
Blends in very well.
There's a lot of work in there that's so subtle you can't sort of see it, which is a good thing.
Yeah, you need to spend the time looking at these cars. You need to take it all in.
There we go, we get a nice long angle on that. Now this one here I spoke a fair bit about from some of that. Thought it was quite different and novel. It's got the use of the orange around the wheel arches that ties into the badges and also the boot lid. And another one out of Automotive Creations. And yes. I like that colour there that they've tied in right through the car.
It's like a copper, isn't it? Yeah. Yep.
And there's a lot of fabrication in this car. And I think in superstars especially, but probably in most judging, modifications are good provided they're done well. Because if you do a modification and you don't do it well, you're going to get less points than you do something like Ronnie Barclay's done, where he uses the original part.
Yes. And
massages the original part really well. Potentially going to score more points than something that's highly modified but not done well. So I'm by no means saying it's not done well on this car, but it's just a point I like to make. Look at the way that bumper's tucked in there.
Yep.
Very nice.
They never fitted that good in the factory, I can tell you that.
Did you have one of these, Dale?
I learnt to drive on a HG, but it wasn't a Prem like this. It was just a...
So come and read our sign here and tell us what we've got.
So it's a dandy engine, a 540 cube big block Chev, built by Frank Machis. I hope you got your name right, Frank. Harrop supercharger, Harrop custom billet intake, and a Promatic 2-speed power glide tranny. So yeah, lots of work under there to hold that horsepower together. Billet wheels front and rear.
I'm not game to step in his stand here to get a bit closer in the trim.
It's too clean. No, you'd leave footprints, wouldn't you?
Well, it's not only that. I don't know what it's made of. It's all shiny. I don't want to break it. I might not get the opportunities again that I get now to come in here and do this sort of stuff. I'd like to thank the promoters for those opportunities. I'll chat to Andy today and Owen to make sure we're all on track to do what we do. Now, 2R08.
It's all right, Howard. It's a 77 LX Tirana. We'll try and translate the number plate, but it's a bit too hard to work out.
Tirana LX. No, that's right. Tirana LX. We always have a bit of an in-joke with that because I'm dyslexic and can't read them when they're normal, so let alone reading them when they're like that.
You've done well. You've done well. So good to see here we've retained an original Holden engine. So it's a 308 built as a 355 stroker. So billet crank, main end caps, 4-bolt mains, all those sorts of goodies. 456 horsepower and 430 newton metres of torque. That's pretty good out of a Holden V8, I've got to say.
Barely holding together.
Oh, come on. Enough out of you Ford
or
blokes.
as Simon Krieger would say, 3 hour. What is it? Never late in a 308.
Never late in a 308, correct.
Yep.
T350 box with a variable valve body shift kit fitted in there, and engineered with a 4-link 9-inch rear end with a strange centre.
Have a look in the boot, Dale. It's got a matching bit of luggage in the boot, which is quite clever. I've seen that in the hot rod boys in the US, but I haven't seen it in our
That is very good.
Yeah,
nice
like
little
that.
overnight bag.
So very nice car. It's an unusual colour. It's got a little bit of gold or something in with the
Yeah.
grey. Super sweet. I know, we've got a hot rod.
It's purple.
Purple, a purple
Yeah.
Storm.
A 31 Model A. 2-door.
I know, tell us a bit about it, mate. There's a sign there. with
Nice
all-
sign here. So it's an all steel body. The chassis is a custom built box incorporating an underfloor pedal box. It's got a Ford 8BA flathead engine, stroked to 255 cubes. That's massive back in 1931. Mercury crank in that. Custom built billeted throttle bodies. Electronic fuel injection. Oh, it's got all the gear. Wolf engine management computer. A high-rise manifold. High-capacity aluminium heads. They're both Baron items. 5-speed Tremec, just like you had in the Mustang, Howard.
Yep.
And suspension independent stainless steel wishbones, coilover adjustable shocks, Commodore, there you go, Commodore rack and steering rack, disc brakes, Jag independent rear end, LSD. Oh,
The list goes on.
it's a long list of a lot of things.
And all nicely detailed. And it's got what looks like a polished stainless steel floor under there.
It does look that way.
I've seen a firewall done like that, but I don't know if I've seen a floor done like that. Very good. All right, we'll wander back around and then have a look at the next one. Well, there's a lot of light on that car. It's got me in the eye. Now, we're talking to this gentleman today, waiting for everyone to exit, and he was telling us that he's built this himself. Obviously went out for paint and things, but built it just how he wanted it.
And this is his first build.
His first build,
Yeah.
and he took it to Rocky Nats and got the invite, and he is stoked, I can tell you.
Seth Remke, I hope I'm pronouncing that right, Seth. So 78 LX hatchback, a 5-litre V8.
And it's really an unusual blue. He was telling us he wanted that sort of iridescent look, but didn't want the iridescent. And someone's managed to mix a very nice blue in a solid colour that just does pop.
It is, yeah. He said he was a little bit inspired by Boss XC colour, Howard.
It looks a bit like that, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Oh, here comes the judges.
So 17-inch hot wires.
So this is why I say on all my videos that not to lock your cars up, guys, because look, they're back in here hunting around because they've got to see what's going on, and it's not an easy decision to judge this many quality cars with limited amounts of trophies to hand out, because there's 3 medals in each category.
Yeah, there's. It's hard to find faults with some of these cars, Howard. So, yeah, you're impressed by everything we look at, really.
I've been a bit sidetracked now. I'll just get back on the job. So it's got Recaros.
Yes.
It's a very classic. This is a bit like the one we built Lou Piori's car way back in the 90s.
Mm-hmm.
It was a hatchback. White one we did as an A9X lookalike.
Yes. It's got the big tank and the dual exhaust and.
And I look like about a 17-inch hot wire, I think.
Yep, they are. That's correct.
Now we've got another car here that's not competing, but I'm going to film it anyhow because this car is iconic. It's won pretty much everything that's ever been available to it to win. And it was Superstars some years ago, but it's here this year because this year's the 35th anniversary of Meguiar's in Australia, and Fitzy has been working with and associated with Meguiar's for those whole 35 years. So back at the start I used to be with Meguiar's, but for various reasons, mainly corporate, I went off with PPG and Mothers. But Fitzy's been with them all those years. It's still a stunning car and beautifully presented once again at MotorEx. So we'll move right along. So this car was the one I was telling you about that was at Zammit, that's next to the stage.
Right.
So it has street pedigree, but it's also built to be raced.
Yes.
So it is a drag car, but the detail and presentation on this car is amazing.
Yeah, I haven't seen drag cars look this good, really.
And you know,
so credit to you, Matt Smalls. Good job, mate.
When I spoke to them at the Nats, they really weren't quite sure where they were competing and what they were doing and all those sorts of things. But like I said to them, the presentation of the race components and all is amazing, absolutely stunning.
Yeah.
And then the car still has that Group A flavour. It's got all the markings and the steering wheel and the trim and all those sorts of things.
Yeah, and it was a full rotisserie restoration on this vehicle, so that was good. So big a Dart LS engine, 388 cubic inch, twin turbos. There's too much here for me to read, and half of it I don't understand, so I'll dumb that down, but some serious horsepower. Powerglide transmission. Lots of fabrication, 4-link setup and chrome moly tubular K-frame. Oh, lots going on there. Yeah, trimmed as a Group A themed interior by the looks of things. And yeah, I guess the parachutes give away the fact that it is a drag car. Yeah.
Righto, I'm going to just turn the camera off for a minute and let these judges get out of here. Hang on.
Here we have the next-gen Ford Everest 4WD2, equipped with Lovell's premium touring suspension kit, which gives you a fully compliant 3,500 kilogram GVM upgrade. We also offer our premium Platinum Series kit, which offers 3,700 kilogram GVM upgrade. The Touring system also increases the total GCM to 7,000 kilograms, and the Platinum Series system increases the total GCM to 7,200 kilograms, which means you'll maintain your full 3,500 kilogram towing capacity. Your axle capacities are also revised accordingly. The kit also features Lovell's engineered and rated upper control arms. Truly a powerful setup, built for heavy duty towing and serious touring.
Righto, we're back on air again, Dale.
We are.
So we just had to have a little lapse because the judges were all come back in and they were under much debate about a lot of different things. And
milling about the cars we wanted to film.
Yeah, so we just let them move on. So we're back to where we were, and we got Grumpy's 34.
I was going to say this was appropriate, but we won't go there. That's fine.
You're calling me Grumpy now.
you were if the judges weren't going to rack off soon.
I was getting a bit toey because it's been
He's
a
hungry,
long day
folks.
already.
He's hungry.
We ain't getting hungry, got to get out of here. Mate, I like the two-tone. The
Yes.
black and tan.
Mm.
So I did a bit of that with my Mustang, and I pinched the idea from Ferrari. So I had the red on the outside and the black and tan on the inside. It's an interesting one. If you Google search black and tan, it's very much a design. You get handbags and shoes. And
right,
it's a terminology that's...
There you go.
Yeah, fashion terminology, black and tan. So there you go. A little bit of useless information.
There you go. Well, we like useless information on this channel.
Nice bit of two-tone in the trim.
Yep.
And they're the sort of things that gain you points. They look cool, but they gain you points as well. And that's really what we're talking about. It's a show car. This is show cars. This is all about having a car. They're nice if they're function as well, but it really is about having fit and finish, unique, ideal things, and then everything up underneath, all over the thing is really well done. Righto, nice black hot rod. So Vikings hot rod, Dale. So these are down the coast from us, from Wollongong.
In the Shoalhaven region, yes.
Shoalhaven, that's right. And I've seen this car, or this truck, a few times, but I've seen it prior to being assembled, and they had the chassis just at the hot rod show in Sydney a few years back. And the detail you can see on the top is just as good underneath. And I really like the use of colours. I might be able to pinch a bit of that. Those gold wheels against the green might even work on my panel van, Walton.
They tie in very well, Howard, indeed.
So give us a bit of feedback off the board.
So it's a 56 F100, and as you can see, it's got a Coyote Whipple supercharged 5 litre V8.
Well, nicely done in the gold Cerakote.
Yeah, really trims in. So how's this? A Ford 10-speed auto Tiptronic. Put my teeth back in. And Mustang 2 with airbag suspension on the front, and a parallel 4-link Watts linkage with airbags on the back. Hence the low stance.
Very clever build.
Very clever indeed, and lovely colour combination, as you said.
Well, it'll be interesting to see how that goes, Dale, because it's been around a little while now, but it's looking just as sharp as it was the day they launched it. So there go the judges, off to do more of their work. Now, I reckon this was here last year.
I think you're right.
I think it's a South Australian car, actually.
Eye candy.
Go and check out the board, mate. I know this is a big sucker.
This is a 605 cubic inch big block Chev with Brodex aluminium block, Manly crank and rods, JE pistons, solid roller cam, Jessel rockers. Oh, it's got all
the fruit.
All the fruit, as you like to say.
Yeah,
EFI, tunnel ram, twin 4-barrel throttle bodies. The transmission is a Hughes heavy-duty auto behind that.
And obviously candy apple paint, because it's called candy.
Candy, yep.
Look at the size of them rear wheels.
They're I don't want to pick one of them up.
They're a little bit lost
changing a spare
under that bigger quarter, but they're pretty impressive, aren't they? This car, to me, looks better than last year. It might have been a very early finished build last year, but for some reason it looks a little bit better finished. And yeah, I'm liking it. It looks good.
Yeah, well, they're 20 by 15s on the rear, Howard. That's why they look so big.
Okay, they are big.
Because they are.
And if my memory's also correct, the leather trim and all is done by the Carafanos in South Australia. You better check on me there, Dale.
Oh, I'm gonna check up on him, folks. All right. Correct.
So they've done
Carmine, Carafano, and Co.
They've done a lot of cars over the years, including the Pioneer Coupe. So there you go. So a nice Chevy. Righto, we move on to one of the new builds from the Summernats. So the HTKO.
I'm assuming that's for a knockout punch,
Yeah,
given the stand.
You haven't seen this one yet, have you?
I haven't. This is the first for me.
So the few standouts, it's got a massive engine in it.
Yeah, 533 cubic inch Noonan billet Hemi. Oh my goodness.
With a
1471 supercharger.
Big ass blower as well. And then keep reading, because the wheel combo's pretty out there
Yeah,
as well.
so we've got billet injector hat built by ProFlow Performance. We've got a Reed Case Turbo 400 by Al's Race Glides. Converter and an M&M shifter, sheet metal 9-inch ProFlow, full floating strange alloy centre with Mark Williams axles, FuelTech electronics, suspensions, all custom independent front, 4-link rear, strange coilovers, 22 by 7 fronts and a 24 by 16 rear wheels by ProFlow Performance. Man, that's some big, big round things.
I've seen a post. One of the guys I've used that does stainless steel polishing to polish those centres, and he's had some ridiculous amount of hours just in the polishing of those wheels. So they had them, CNC cut, And then he had the job of polishing those and all of the chrome on this car. And it was like 300 hours.
Yeah, I'm going to say that's what he did all last year. Wow.
Just in the polishing,
That's
yeah.
crazy.
And then there's some cool stuff in here. Very innovative styling and design.
Yep.
And I mean, it's show cars. So it's all about being a bit different and at the same time still looking right, and in this particular case looking like it's still going to work and go hard.
Go hard and stop. I mean, if you look at the size of the rear, the brakes on this thing, it's just big everywhere, isn't it?
And then all of that finish work. See the scallop in that panel on the underside there?
Yes.
From the wheel coming back. It's got like a nice scallop in it. And then exhaust that is functional. I like a painted or a coated exhaust like that. I think that's good value. So super nice car. It'll be interesting to see how we go here, because there's a few that weren't at Zammit, and of course this one and now the next one coming up were a couple of the standouts, and then we've still got a few more to come as well. So the Red Ute, Endless XW. What do you think of that one, Dale? You haven't seen that one either.
I haven't seen that either. I'm not sure if Endless is the amount of money you keep putting in these cars or reference to the colour red, but it's good on both cases.
Or the sheer time.
Or the time, because
about 8 or 9 years, I believe, this one.
Yeah.
So a lot of the fab work done by Proflow that did the Monaro we just looked at.
Right.
And there's a lot of little fine details on all these cars, but this one along the top of that rail, for instance,
Yes.
where the guard bolt's on.
That looks
And
really
all
good.
the underside, a bit like the other silver Prem we looked at.
Yep.
Firewall. Huge amount of fabrication and then paint, fillers, paints, finishing. It just blows me away.
Attention to detail. So we've got a 427 twin turbo Windsor powering this with a full manual turbo 400 box and a custom sheet metal 9-inch stranged alloyed rear.
Now I don't normally make a lot of comment how I might do something differently, but I find this car has a lot of red. And I'm presuming that was their plan. I just think in some cases with the front end and stuff, they might have just lost a little bit of potential finish. But I mean, that's why it's his car, not mine. But
that's correct.
The other thing about this car, well, a couple of things, is the door gaps are very tight on this car. They're only about 3 mil.
Yes.
And the interior's got that full moulded steel dash. So this sort of stuff has been done in the past, but I haven't seen one in recent times. There was a, no, I won't even try and go there. There was a Mercury, a blue Mercury a long time ago that had a swoop dash like that was all steel. And it's a lot of effort to get it to work and to look right and then to flow with the rest of the trim.
Yep. They've certainly got that one looking like that.
And then once again, they've got, the panels under there. To put those little ridges along there between the rail and the floor is so much work when you got to bodywork it and fill it.
Exactly.
And then check out in the tray. So you've done a bit of polishing with me. How would you like to polish that?
No, thank you.
I don't even know how they got in there.
No, but that's the first thing I was thinking. You'd need very long arms and hang off the
all
ceiling.
All those lines and everything. You've got to block all that, paint it all, block it again, sand it, and then you see the back bumper?
Yes, that's impressive, isn't it?
So it's been cut down and reshaped, and then it's got the centre section put in it with the exhaust coming through. Everywhere I look, there's hours and hours and hours of work. So this was top judged Zammit.
I can see why.
And it was a fresh car there, and so was the Monaro next to it, and so was the VL.
Okay.
And the 4-door over the back. So all those guys and girls have had another 4 or 5 months to fine tune what they had. And when I'm looking at all these cars, I don't see any of them have gone backwards. I think they've all improved slightly. And of course, Ronnie Barclay is not one to stay sleeping either.
No, he doesn't rest on his laurels.
I said to him today, I said, how come you didn't polish the underside of your sills, Ronnie? Whoa, that got him fired up.
You arced him up, didn't you? You were just pulling his leg, but he took it in good fun anyway.
But he's, this guy's attention to detail is obviously legendary. And the difference with Ron is that he finished the car like a factory car, but like no factory car you've ever seen.
No, they never come out of the factory this good. Ever.
And I was fortunate enough to see this car 2 years ago at MotorEx, and it was on the PPG stand, and he had me laying on the floor with no interior, looking under the dash, because it's all painted blue under the dash as well.
There is not one part that hasn't been detailed and got right.
That's exactly right. So it'll be interesting to see how it goes, because I've commented a few times already on this car that because of the lack of engineering and also modifications, it makes it harder to score well in the judging. So if you look at the underside of this car and compare it to some of the other bigger cars with the big wheels and the big brakes and all that, Ron's got to make up for that in his styling and design and the finish, because it's actually harder to detail all of that in there and paint it all than it is to make a leather trim. But whether the judges see it that way and whether the trimmer, because the trim judges have got to judge trim, so if the boot's not trimmed, it's painted, how does it score compared to a car that is trimmed?
Yes, there's no panels covering up what could be, ordinary underneath. It's all fully exposed.
And all those little fine areas that he's made to be original looking, but better.
Yep.
So difficult. So that's Ronnie. So
plain Jane it is not.
And it was born in the Van Nuys, California in October 1966. She was the 3,536 of her kind. Today she lives in Melbourne, Australia, and she's never looked so good.
That's correct.
There you go.
Good job,
Thanks for that, Ron. Righto, I've seen this one at Showcase Melbourne. I mistook it for the other black Monaro that you would have seen here last year.
Yes, correct.
And then I got to the front and went, nope, it's a different one. Better go back and have a second take.
A different donk, yep.
Yeah, and really nice, straight, beautifully built car like they all are, otherwise they wouldn't be in this hall.
So this is painted at Pat's Pro Restos, the black paint.
Okay, up in Brisbane.
Yep. So it's a big block Chev fuel injected Brodex aluminium block with AFR heads, built by Pro Race engines, turbo 400 tranny with trans brake and all the gear. Very, very well put together. Straight and black.
The use of the red in the hoops around the wheels,
yes,
and the badges against the black.
The protection really pack, I think they called them on the wheel arches.
That's one of my sayings for the GTs, protection pack.
Oh, there you go. I must have stole it from you. And the red interior just looks really good with that black.
So it's got the digital dash there and the quick shift. And then it's got a full bolt-in roll cage by the look of it.
It needed a digital dash, Howard, because the speedo only goes to 140 mile an hour in the factory.
Oh, okay.
I think this might go a little quicker.
See those cool looking seat mounts there?
Yeah.
And then the factory pedals. I actually like that feel in a car. We did that with Tailspin. We maintained the sort of Holden feel by running the rubber pedal mats and that sort of stuff. Stunning car. Righto, I think this is a fresh one for me, this one. I don't know that I've seen this one before. Very bright yellow.
Yes, a canary yellow, the safety yellow, is it? What do you call it? It's bright.
There you go. So
it's good.
Start the read.
72 HQ GDS Monaro. So this thing has a billet Noonan LS 427 cubic inch with, get this, 2,500 horsepower. So it's twin 33 Garrett turbos, and with a turbo 400 billet lockup converter, obviously needing a 9-inch diff with a 9.5-inch centre and a 4-link rear end.
And those turbos are massive.
Yeah, big snails.
And have a look at the exhaust on it.
It's even bigger.
So if you're going to make that much power, you've got to get rid of all that air. And I can see in there some nice billet converters and things. Very much a race car by the look of it, but
yep. They call this a chrome yellow paint.
It looks like chrome yellow. Interesting rear bumper on that. Have a look at that.
It's different with the tail lights. Obviously are a custom
delete,
and LEDs in there. There's a bit going on.
For a yellow, it's very deep, that colour. I mean, you look into it and it doesn't look just sitting on top.
Yep.
That didn't sound very technical, did it, though?
Oh, sometimes we can't get too technical.
I know Cam Waters is nice XB Falcon coupe, or if you prefer, a hardtop. So it's on airbags, that's why it's sitting so mean and low. And I was fortunate enough to talk to Cam out at Mildura a couple of weeks ago over Easter. I was out there for the Van Nationals, and we had a bit of a yarn, and they're in the process of finalising engineering for this car. And he's looking forward to getting behind the wheel and being able to put some miles on it.
Yeah, this was unveiled here last year, Howard, I believe.
It was, yes. So we'll get that when it's open tomorrow, because of course it's got that beautiful supercar engine in it.
Supercar, yes.
Got to get it right, Howard. I've lost my light. Where's my light? There it is. So it's got that Alcantara interior. Quite a lot of technology in this car with the wiring. That was all done as per supercars. So we'll get a look under the bonnet tomorrow. Righto, what have we got here? Nice hot rod. Have I seen this? I think this might have been at the hot rod show. It might have in Sydney. What's the spiel on this one?
So this is the 34 Ford, Howard. A 3-window coupe, as they call it. So Lance Brown's the owner. It's bodied by Juice Customs. Chassis is a Detroit Classic chassis, Foose knuckle wheels. It's a Dart 400cc block in this. Built out of AED Performance Centre in Bendigo. So Turbo 700 by Maroochydore Transmissions. And I love the name of this colour. It's a Lancealot Cherrie.
Well, I like the colour. Don't know if I like the name, but... So this is the one. Now that I've seen the engine, I have a flashback of seeing this car before. And it was built... I spoke to the builders there, and the guy that owns this, the idea was it would be debuted at the Hot Rod Show and he was going to drive it home to Melbourne. But when it got there and he seen how good it was...
He decided it was too good to drive home.
It was, yeah, so it doesn't look like it's had much use yet, but from what I understand, that won't be a problem for the owner to give it a bit of use, which is good to hear. And it's a very well finished, tastefully built car, I think would be a good way to put it.
Yep, for sure.
And the body and paint on this is exceptional. Very, very nice. And I like the use of that gold with the burgundy and a little bit of chrome as well. They're very functional. Look at that under the back there. So obviously some sort of transcooler or something there. The exhaust exiting at the rear.
Tying it all in together nicely.
Very nice. Righto. The big dog.
It is a bit big.
It's huge. I filmed it at Show Cars Melbourne, and I thought, man, imagine trying to spray this.
Oh,
You'd have ladders and
it's scaffolding.
trellises and things trying
You're
to...
like working on a skyscraper.
You know, every panel's so big.
Yeah.
And then, of course, the motor. So a COE having cab-over engine
Yep. So a 55 Ford.
is jammed in there. Was it 50?
A 55. It is.
55 cab-over engine C600.
C600. Yep. So it's running a 256 cubic inch V8 with a custom bell housing, turbo 400, 2-speed Eaton electronic diff. The wheels are a massive 24-inch by 8.5-inch big rig Alcoa aluminium, so they're big proper truck wheels.
Dale, I'm way over here so I can get it all in the shot.
Yeah, you need to get the wide angle.
Huge thing.
So it's a custom Mazda Soul Red with a
The
Tasman
old
oak bed.
Soul red, eh? Because that's a really nice colour.
And using the Tasmanian oak in the bed. Looks spectacular as well.
We've got a little bit of paintwork inside as well.
There's obviously an article in the Street Machine magazine on the floor here, Howard, and it's simply got, "What the truck?"
Now that's sort of a bit of fairly fitting, isn't it?
It is.
All right, well, on that note, we'll save ourselves for the morning. We're going to get something to eat. And as you can see, we're very fortunate, I believe, to be able to be in here on our own with so much magnificent street machine and hot rod professionally built cars, some professionally built at home, others professionally built in workshops, but all around Australia. And it's incredible to be still able to get in here and do this with the camera rather than with my toolbox. You may see a couple of cars in the video that aren't on this particular show. That's because they're not in Superstars. They're actually in Street Elite. So they'll be in one of the videos coming up in the next few weeks. I'm going to have to walk fast here to film this. It's going round and round.
It's rotating
and round.
quick, Howard. 33 Lincoln Zephyr coupe.
Nice. Righto, starting from here. Wow, that's pretty stunning, isn't it?
It is.
Green with a bit of gold. Oh, the flames up underneath. As you can tell, I haven't seen this one. It's nice to see something fresh.
Dragonfly.
Yeah.
The white walls match it well.
I do, I like it. I like those. Well, I tried to get Alan and Kylie to run a wheel like that on Tailspin. And the graphics and stuff. But they were building a street machine, not a custom car. That's very cool.
That is good. .7 litre LS1.
Awesome. And then the matching one on the turning display. Very cool. Because there's points for display, as we all know, so that's pretty cool.
Hello, folks. Our Grandmaster, Meguiar's MotorEx 23, presented by LMCT Plus this year, goes to Frank Zammit with the XW. There it is. Okay, thank you, Bruce.